Hello everyone, in this video we are just going to develop the base level driver for SysTick peripheral of ARM Cortex-M processor. Let's get started. So this is the program which we developed in the previous video where we just developed the drivers for UART transmission communication. So I'm just going to comment this and I'm going to uncomment these two. And these four lines are actually LED blinking process that we developed one video before the previous one. So in that video we just developed the LED driver using which we just derived and wrote this blinking operation of LED which is connected to PA5 of the Nucleo development board. And in this video we are just going to write down the base level driver for SysTick peripheral for producing exact delays inside the microcontroller. So remember that this is common for all the ARM Cortex-M based microcontroller, not for the particular silicon vendor produced microcontrollers. So we just want to refer the user manual or generic user guide of ARM Cortex-M processor for configuring the SysTick peripheral. And similar to the previous videos, I am just going to create a header file inside this include folder for the SysTick peripheral. Right click on this folder, new header file. I will just give the name as SysTick.h, and similarly I will create a source file inside the src folder. This will be SysTick.c. Inside the SysTick.h, I am just going to call the KimSys header file for the microcontroller stm32 f446xx.h. These are the three APIs or functions which I am going to define in my SysTick.c, and this is the declaration for those functions. SysTick init will initialize the system tick timer of ARM Cortex-M, and this getTick will give you the actual counter value of SysTick at that moment of calling this function, and this delay will help us to produce the exact amount of delay. So I will just give it as millisecond. So delay ms will produce exact millisecond delay. So for this I am just going to define a macro right over here. Define timer load, and I will just, for now I will give a value for this macro to be 16. I am saving this. Coming to the SysTick.c, here I will call the SysTick.h, and we are just going to write down the definition for all the functions that we are going to write down in this .c. delay. I am saving this and I am going to save everything that I have done till now. And coming to the initialization function, first and foremost thing that we are going to do right over here is reload timer with number of cycles per second, and the second thing is clear SysTick timer value register, and then selecting the internal clock source for SysTick timer, enabling the interrupt for SysTick timer, enabling the SysTick timer, and finally enabling the global interrupt for enabling every interrupt peripheral in the microcontroller or in the ARM Cortex-M processor. So let's get into the generic user guide of ARM Cortex-M for starting off with this function. I am just opening the generic user guide of ARM Cortex-M. In the page number 249, you can see SysTick control and status register, and we have a SysTick reload value register, SysTick current value register, and SysTick calibration register. So this SysTick control and status register is useful for setting the parameters for the SysTick peripheral. Reload value register is useful for loading the load value for the SysTick timer, and current value register gives you the current counter value of the SysTick peripheral. So this is what each register means. And in this register, you can clearly see bit number 0 will actually enable the counter for SysTick timer peripheral, and bit number 1 will actually enable the interrupt for SysTick timer peripheral, and the bit number 2 will actually select the clock source. If it is 1, it will take the processor clock itself as the clock for the SysTick timer. If it is not 1 and if it is 0, it will take external source as the source for the SysTick timer. There is an option for that. So here I am just going to set this bit number 0 for enabling the SysTick timer, bit number 1 for enabling the SysTick timer interrupt, and I am just going to set this for using the processor clock, that is internal clock of 16 MHz as the clock source for SysTick timer in this particular register. So enabling the SysTick timer. So here the pointer is nothing but SysTick. I am going to go to the control register. I am going to set to the bit number 0. For enabling the interrupt, I am just going to set to the bit number 1. For enabling the internal clock source, or for using the internal clock source as the clock of SysTick timer, I am just going to set to the bit number 2. And here in the second step, you can clearly see I am just going to clear the SysTick timer value. So SysTick timer value, as I mentioned, it is actually the val register. So I am just going to clear that val register, current value register. In the first step, I am just going to set to the load value for the SysTick peripheral. So load value is nothing but I am just going to take this definition macro timer load -1. So our SysTick timer will take the 16 MHz internal clock as the clock source. So 16 MHz will be taken as the internal clock source. If the timer load is 16, it will actually produce, or it will actually divide this number by 16, which means it will generate interrupt for every 1 microsecond. So I don't want it to generate interrupt for every 1 microsecond. Instead, I want the SysTick timer to generate interrupt for every 1 millisecond. So I'm just going to change this value to be 16,000. So 16 MHz divided by 16,000 gives me 1000 as the result. So SysTick timer actually counts from 1 and it reaches till 1000. And once it reaches the 1000 value that is loaded in the load value, it will actually generate the interrupt. So here in this case, it generates the interrupt for every 1 millisecond. So that is the concept. And here I am just going to enable the global interrupt by using an global API enable IRQ. Now for this getTick function, the first and foremost thing that we want to do is disable the IRQ, that is global interrupt, and finally we can enable the IRQ. Before reading the current tick value, we are just going to disable that and then we will enable the tick. Here current tick is equal to G current tick, and then I will return the current tick. I am just going to declare and define all these variables above the function definitions. So this current tick is a global variable, and G current tick is also a global variable, and tick frequency is also a global variable. So we are just going to get the G current tick value into the current tick, and we are going to return that in this getTick function. And inside the delay function, I am just going to use an if condition for producing the exact delay in my program. I'm just going to delete this extend, and you can see this is the logic. This is very simple. Tick start, I am just going to get the current tick of the SysTick timer, and wait variable will be loaded with the actual delay that we want to produce. We are just doing a sanity check for the wait variable, and we are incrementing the wait variable by tick frequency. So this tick frequency is nothing but the frequency of tick that we want to increment for each interrupt. So let's write down the SysTick handler. Inside the SysTick handler, I'm just going to increment the same variable with the tick frequency. So for every interrupt handler occurrence, this particular variable will be incremented by the number of tick frequency times. Tick frequency times is 1. So for every interrupt cycle, this global current tick variable will be incremented by 1. And here you can see, until the weight reaches the maximum limit or until the weight variable reaches the maximum delay value, this function runs and it produces the millisecond delay in my program. So that's the concept. It is very simple and straightforward function. So here what I will do is I will just delete this rough delay, and here I am just going to include the SysTick.h header delay ms of 1000, and I am going to paste it right over here. So now LED will be turned on, it will be waiting for 1 second, then it will be turned off, it will be waiting for 1 second, and this cycle continues. This time with an exact time delay between each turn off and turn on period of the LED. I am building this project. Something is wrong, I got some error. Delay ms is not fetchable. Okay, the problem here is I have not initialized the SysTick. So here I am just going to call the SysTick init right over here. Here globally, after declaring all the functions, I found out a problem, that is the SysTick pointer is having the spelling to be capital T. So just correct this. Since C programming is a case sensitive language, it may throw an error. So I'm just correcting all these things. And also don't forget to change that right over here in the SysTick handler. Now I'm just going to build the project. I am going to dump the flash to my microcontroller by clicking on this particular play button right over here. You can see the LED which is connected to PA5 of my nuclear development board is blinking at a rate of exact 1 second delay using the SysTick peripheral of ARM Cortex-M processor available inside the STM32f446RE microcontroller. I hope you learned how to configure and use the SysTick peripheral of ARM Cortex-M processor in this particular video. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching.